You know, we're relying on AI for, well, for pretty much everything these days, from simple questions to really complex stuff. But there's a huge trust issue, right? What happens when we can't actually believe the answers we're getting? Today, we're going to look at a brand new and frankly brilliant method that teaches AI to catch its own lies by playing a very clever game.
I mean, really think about that for a second. You ask an AI something, and it spits out an answer that sounds perfectly reasonable, totally sure of itself, and it's just dead wrong. This isn't just some tiny bug, it's one of the single biggest roadblocks we have to making AI truly reliable.
So there's a name for this. It's called an AI hallucination. It's when an AI, which has been trained on just mountains of data, basically just makes something up out of thin air, but presents it to you like it's a cold, hard fact. AIs are amazing pattern matchers, but they don't really understand truth. And that's a problem we have to solve.
For a little while now, the go-to idea for fixing this was pretty intuitive. You know, if one AI might get it wrong, why not just ask a whole bunch of them and see what they agree on? This approach was called multi-agent debate, or MAD for short. The logic seems solid. Get a team of AIs together, let them all debate a problem, and then just have them vote. The majority answer wins. It's simple, it's democratic, and for a time, it was the best idea we had.
Yeah, sounds great, right? But there is a huge critical flaw. This whole debate club thing assumes the AIs are all rational. But what if they all have the same blind spot? If they've all been trained on the same flawed data, they can all hallucinate the exact same wrong answer. Suddenly, your majority vote doesn't mean a thing.
And this is where a totally new approach comes into play. And honestly, it's a stroke of genius. Instead of a debate, researchers reframed the problem as a social deduction game. Think of it like a game of Mafia or Among Us, but played by AIs.
This slide really just lays it all out. The old way, MAD, was all about finding consensus, just getting everyone to agree. The new method, called Multi-agent Undercover Gaming, or MUG, is all about finding the liar. The AIs aren't just passively answering questions anymore. Now they have to actively hunt for inconsistencies because they know one of them has been given bad info. It just flips the whole strategy on its head.
So how does this game actually work? Well, it breaks down into 4 simple steps. First, the researchers take an image and make a slightly tweaked, fake version of it. Step 2, they secretly give that fake image to just one AI. That's the undercover agent. All the others get the real deal. Then they all start discussing what they see. And that's when it gets interesting. Finally, the group has to figure out which agent's story doesn't add up and vote them out.
Okay, theory is one thing, but let's see how this plays out in a real example from the study. The AIs were all shown a logo and simply asked if it was for the energy drink Red Bull.
So a standard AI, even a whole group of them, looks at this logo, which is actually for the city of Red Deer, Canada, and it hallucinates. It sees 2 bulls, a sun in the middle, and its training just screams Red Bull. It confidently blurts out the wrong answer.
But here comes the twist. The undercover agent was secretly given a real Red Bull logo. So when it enters the chat, it says something that creates an immediate conflict. It introduces a piece of information that directly contradicts what all the other AIs think they're seeing.
And not conflict is the whole secret. It completely shatters that easy consensus. They can't just all nod and agree anymore. Now they have a real puzzle. Why is this one agent seeing something totally different? It forces them to go back, zoom in, and really scrutinize the tiny details of the image they were given.
And because they were forced to look closer, what do they find? The actual text, Red Deer. They realize the undercover agent's story doesn't match the facts in front of them. They correctly identify the logo, they vote out the imposter, and boom, they've overcome the hallucination.
Okay, that's a great little story, but does it actually work consistently? I mean, what does the data say? The researchers put this to the test on a benchmark that's literally designed to cause AI hallucinations. And the results, well, they're pretty mind-blowing. On this standardized test, the old debate club method scored a 37.8. The new undercover game, MUG, it scored a 53.8. That's not just a little better, that is a huge leap forward. Just to put that number into perspective for you, a 16-point jump on a benchmark like this is massive. This isn't just a minor tweak, it's a fundamental breakthrough in how we can make these systems more trustworthy.
So, what's the secret sauce? It really boils down to 3 things. 1, it forces actual fact-checking.
instead of lazy consensus. 2, that fake image creates new evidence for the AIs to compare against. And 3, it promotes active reasoning. They have to poke and prod and question, not just give an answer.
Look, this is way more than just a clever academic paper. The implications here for the future of AI are actually pretty profound.
By teaching a group of AIs how to spot an imposter, we're basically teaching the system how to fact-check itself. It's like we're building an immune system against misinformation. This could be the foundation for AIs that we can finally actually trust in really important fields, like medicine, science, or law.
And all of this leaves us with one last kind of huge question to think about. We've figured out a way to make AIs incredibly good at spotting a lie when they see one. But does getting good at spotting liars bring us any closer to building an AI that actually understands the concept of truth? That's definitely something to chew on.